Her smile was the first warning. Not loud, not sharp, just wrong. The kind of smile a person wears when they already know the ending to a story you haven't even realized you're in. I stepped into the office lobby with the faint smell of rain still clinging to my coat. My boss spotted me immediately, his eyebrows lifting, confused, almost amused. "Dave," he said, "why did you come by taxi? What happened to the BMW we gave you for your promotion?" I opened my mouth, closed it again. There was a flicker of something, confusion, unease, crawling along the back of my skull. Before I could speak, she answered for me. "My sister has it," my wife said. "He let her take it." Her tone was light, casual, the same way someone might comment on the weather or a dinner reservation. My boss blinked. Not at her, at me. I felt the moment stretch, thin, trembling, like a wire about to snap under its own silence. I forced a small breath, steadying my voice. "That's not exactly what happened." But she smiled again. Too fast, too easy, too prepared. My boss didn't say anything. He just studied me with an expression that wasn't confusion anymore. It was calculation, quiet and dangerous. And in that instant, I felt it. A cold shift in the air, a subtle rearranging of the world beneath my feet. The kind of shift that tells you something has been happening behind your back, and everyone but you already knows. It started with little things, so subtle I almost convinced myself they didn't matter. Her late-night HR calls, her sister's sudden expensive purchases, watches, handbags, a vacation she never could have afforded. And then the BMW, gone overnight. A single text from my wife left on the kitchen counter. She needed it more. No explanation, no apology, just entitlement disguised as kindness. At first, I rationalized it. That's what you do when you love someone who's slowly slipping into a stranger. You make excuses. You try to believe the best, even when the truth tastes bitter. But that moment, her smile in front of my boss, claiming my car as if it had always belonged to someone else, that moment cracked something inside me. Not anger, not betrayal, just a cold awareness that something was deeply, deliberately wrong. There were whispers in the office, a few glances exchanged when she thought I wasn't looking. HR meetings that didn't add up. Her sister visiting more often, acting comfortable, familiar, too familiar, moving through our house like she had a map of every drawer, every secret, every blind spot. And my wife didn't seem bothered. If anything, she seemed pleased, like she was watching an invisible thread tighten around me. I kept quiet. That's my nature. I don't shout. I don't accuse. I don't explode. I observe. And I wait. I started with the phone records. A pattern emerged. Late-night calls between my wife and her sister, each lasting minutes longer than the one before. Transfers I never authorized from our joint account. A trail of small manipulations designed to look harmless unless you stared long enough. I stared long enough. Then the emails. Forwarded HR memos. Deleted conversations recovered through backups she didn't know I had access to. Mentions of position changes, internal restructuring, references to decisions she shouldn't have had any influence on. But the real fracture came when I opened a file she'd forgotten to lock. A report. A psychological assessment. Of me. Written by her, signed by her sister, submitted to my boss. A narrative carefully built. I was emotionally unstable, slipping, unreliable. And the recommendation at the bottom? Consider reassigning or reducing responsibilities until further evaluation. My own wife had been preparing the ground to cut me down. Not impulsively, not out of anger, strategically, patiently, the way you prune a branch before it grows too strong. I didn't confront her, not yet. You don't interrupt a trap while it's still being set. You wait until the moment the trapper leans in, thinking they've won, and only then do you let them see what you've known all along. The final piece arrived in a plain envelope. Bank statements, loan applications, all filed under my name, all authorized with a signature that matched mine just closely enough to pass an untrained eye. Her sister's name was everywhere. Payments, accounts, insurance forms. The BMW wasn't given, it was transferred, legally, to her, because my wife had orchestrated it. When I handed the envelope to her that night, the room went quiet. So quiet, I could hear the refrigerator humming in the kitchen. She flipped through the pages, her face drained of color, then returned with a forced smile. "Dave, don't be dramatic." I didn't respond. I didn't need to. She saw the truth in my silence. I knew everything. The sister walked in halfway through. She froze when she saw the documents. Their eyes met. Panic flickered, a silent admission. They'd been caught long before this moment, but only now did they realize it. "I already spoke to my boss," I said quietly. Both of them looked up. "He has the original documents, the forged signatures, the HR memos." My wife swallowed. "You told him?" "No," I said. "I showed him." A simple difference, a devastating one. Her job? Finished. Her influence in the company? Erased. Her sister's access to anything tied to me? Gone. Their plans, months in the making, collapsed in a breath. I didn't shout, I didn't accuse, I simply placed the house keys on the table. "You can explain the rest to the police," I said, "or to each other." Their faces crumpled into chaos. I walked out, calm, steady, untouched. The taxi ride home felt strangely quiet, like something heavy had finally stopped breathing behind me. I didn't replay anything in my head, didn't dissect it, didn't mourn. Some betrayals don't deserve grief. They deserve distance. As the city lights blurred past the window, I realized something simple, something freeing. They hadn't stolen my car, or my career, or my reputation. They had only revealed themselves. And the moment truth enters a room, illusions die on their own. I leaned back, exhaled once, and let the night take the last remnants of them from me. I wasn't broken. I was finally unbound.